Level 1, the mule. You don't start with loyalty. You start with need. Rent is late. Your phone bill is overdue. Your mother needs medicine. Your younger brother pretends he isn't hungry so everyone else can eat. Legal work exists, but it pays just enough to keep you tired, not enough to fix anything. Then someone you know mentions a job. One trip, easy money, more cash in a day than you make in a month. No contracts, no paperwork, just a package. You don't ask what's inside, because everyone already knows. Your job is simple. Drive a car, cross a border, deliver the package, walk away. You are told almost nothing. You don't know who packed it. You don't know who receives it. You don't know who actually runs the operation. That's intentional, because if you get caught, you can't talk about what you don't know. The first time your hands shake on the steering wheel, every police car feels like it's following you. Every checkpoint feels like the end. Your heart beats so loud you think everyone can hear it, but most of the time, nothing happens. You cross, you deliver. Someone counts the package, someone hands you an envelope. More money than you've ever held before. For a moment it feels worth it. Then they ask if you want another run. Because that's the trick. No one in this business recruits you twice. They only recruit you once. After that, you volunteer. Because now you know how easy the money feels. And how hard normal life suddenly looks. You're still disposable. Still at the very bottom. If you get caught, you go to prison. If you disappear, nobody asks questions. There are hundreds of people ready to replace you tomorrow. But you made the run. You kept quiet. You followed instructions. Someone notices. And in this world, that's how you move to the next level. Level 2, the runner. You made it back. That alone separates you from a lot of people. Some get arrested on their first trip. Some panic and disappear. Some talk. You didn't. You drove. You delivered. You stayed quiet. In this business, that's enough to get noticed. Not by the bosses. Not yet. But by the men watching the mules, the ones who report who is reliable. A week later, your phone rings. Unknown number. They don't introduce themselves. They just ask if you're available. The job is bigger this time. Not one package, several. Different stops, different people. You're not just carrying anymore. You're moving pieces in a chain. You start learning the rhythm. Pickup points, drop points, code words, cars that change every trip, routes that never repeat. Nobody knows the full plan. Everyone only knows their part. If something goes wrong, the damage stops there. That includes you. You meet new faces, drivers, lookouts, mechanics who hide compartments in cars, people who never say their real names. Some are friendly. Some watch you like they're judging your value. Trust here is temporary. You start making more money. Not life-changing, but enough to feel different. Enough that normal jobs start feeling pointless. You fix things around the house. You help your family a little, but the work follows you home. You notice police cars everywhere. You study mirrors. You memorize license plates. Every red light feels dangerous. Every stranger feels like surveillance. The job is still simple. Drive, deliver, leave. But the loads are bigger now, and the people above you are watching closer. Because runners who stay quiet and keep moving product become useful. And useful people don't stay runners forever. If they survive long enough. Level 3, the border courier. You're not just a runner anymore. You move the loads that matter. Not small packages, not quick city drops, actual shipments, across borders, across checkpoints, across lines that turn mistakes into prison sentences. Your instructions change. Less talking, more preparation. You're given vehicles that aren't yours. Cars registered to people you'll never meet. Hidden compartments built by professionals. Panels that slide open. Seats that lift. Spaces inside metal that shouldn't have space at all. You're taught the rules quickly. Never speed, never look nervous. Never volunteer information. You learn how to speak calmly to border agents. How to answer questions without saying anything useful. Where to look, where not to look. Your routes change constantly. One week it's desert highways. Next week it's rural back roads. Sometimes official checkpoints, sometimes dirt crossings in the middle of nowhere. You start seeing how big the system really is. Drivers on both sides, lookouts watching roads miles ahead, police contacts warning about inspections, mechanics preparing the vehicles, everyone connected, everyone replaceable. The money grows again, enough now that people start asking questions, friends notice, family notices. You learn to lie without thinking, new job, better business, something vague enough that nobody digs deeper. But the pressure grows with the money. Every border crossing feels heavier. Dogs walking around the car, mirrors under the chassis, agents asking the same question 3 different ways. Your heart learns to stay calm while your mind runs through every possible outcome. Because if they find the load, you disappear into the system, years in a place far from home. Or worse, and the people above you won't save you. They'll replace you the moment the car stops moving. But if you keep delivering, if you keep your nerves steady, if the shipments keep arriving untouched, you stop being just a courier. You become someone the organization depends on, and dependence is the closest thing this world has to promotion. Level 4, the load coordinator. You stop driving most of the time. Now you organize the people who do. Drivers, runners, lookouts, the same people you used to stand beside. Now they call you first. Your phone never stays quiet. Routes, timings, vehicles, every shipment needs a plan, and every plan needs backup plans. You decide which driver moves the load, which road they take, which car carries the product, who waits, who moves first. You learn something quickly. The product matters, but timing matters more. Too early looks suspicious, too late creates problems. Everything has to look normal. You start studying maps, traffic patterns, police patrol habits, checkpoint schedules. Information becomes your real cargo. Drivers trust your decisions because their freedom depends on them. And the bosses watch closely because their money depends on the same thing. The pressure feels different now. Before, if something went wrong, you were the one getting caught. Now someone else gets caught, and everyone asks what you did wrong. Drivers start calling you for advice. A new police car on the highway, a checkpoint that wasn't there yesterday, a rival crew watching the road. You decide if the shipment moves or disappears. Sometimes you cancel everything. Sometimes you reroute the load in minutes. Sometimes you gamble, because delays cost money, and money always pushes back. You stop thinking like a courier. You start thinking like a system. Cars, people, roads, packages, all moving pieces, and now you move them. If the shipments keep arriving, if the drivers stay free, you become more than a smuggler. You become someone the operation needs. And in this business, being needed can be just as dangerous as being expendable. Level 5, the plaza operator. You stop moving shipments yourself. Now you control the territory they move through. A plaza, one corridor, highways, back roads, border crossings. Everything that passes through here passes through you. Drivers report to you. Coordinators report to you. Lookouts answer to you. Your job isn't transport anymore. Your job is control. You learn every road, every checkpoint, every patrol pattern. Which police units take money? Which ones actually do their job? Money flows constantly. Bribes, fuel, vehicles, payments for drivers, payments for silence. Every shipment costs something. Every mistake costs more. Rival crews watch your roads, waiting for weakness, waiting for a load to slip through unprotected, waiting for someone under you to talk. So you build layers, more lookouts, more scouts, more eyes on the highway. Information arrives all day, police moving north, inspection team near the crossing, unknown vehicles on the road. You decide what moves and what waits. Sometimes shipments stop for days, sometimes everything moves at once. Because timing keeps the corridor alive. Your phone never turns off, day or night. Someone always needs approval, someone always reports a problem. And the bosses above you expect results. Product moving, money flowing, no police seizures, no rival interruptions. If the corridor stays open, you gain power. If it closes even for a day, people start asking questions. Because in this world, territory means money. And money means control. For now, the plaza is yours, as long as you can hold it. Level 6, the enforcer link. Control isn't enough anymore. At this level, control requires force. You don't pull the trigger. But the people who do report to you, enforcers, the men who solve problems when money stops working. Sometimes a shipment disappears. Sometimes a driver talks. Sometimes a rival crew tests your road. That's when the enforcers move. You give the order, a warning visit, a vehicle burned, a man taken somewhere quiet. Most problems end there. Because reputation travels faster than shipments. The corridor stays quiet when people know what happens to the ones who break the rules. You learn the balance quickly. Too soft and rivals take pieces of your road. Too violent and police start asking questions. So force becomes precise, targeted, quiet. Your phone carries different conversations now. Not drivers, not routes, decisions, who gets a warning, who disappears, who can still be trusted. You start meeting the enforcers in person, men who rarely speak, men who don't ask questions, men who treat violence like routine work. They respect you because your orders keep them busy, but they also watch you. Because weakness spreads fast. The bosses above you watch even closer. Violence brings attention. Attention brings pressure. Pressure brings investigations. So every decision matters. One wrong move and the corridor collapses. But if the roads stay open, if the rivals stay quiet, if the shipments keep moving, you become something more than an operator. You become part of the cartel's protection system. And once violence becomes part of your job, there's no clean way back out of it. Level 7. The logistics boss. You stop managing one corridor. Now you manage many. Different plazas, different routes, different operators. The shipments are larger, the distances longer, and the mistakes more expensive. Your job becomes coordination. Convoys moving through multiple territories. Loads switching vehicles between cities. Drivers who never see the full route. Every shipment moves like a puzzle. One mistake breaks the chain. Your phone becomes a command center. Operators calling from different regions. Drivers reporting delays. Lookouts warning about inspections. You track everything: routes, vehicles, money, problems. Information moves faster than the shipments, because the moment something changes, the entire route can collapse. You start dealing directly with suppliers, and with the buyers waiting on the other side. The numbers grow bigger, trucks instead of cars, tons instead of packages. But bigger loads mean bigger attention. Border agencies, special task forces, intelligence units watching routes. So secrecy becomes everything. False shipments, decoy vehicles, routes that exist only once. You move shipments across half the country without anyone seeing the whole operation. The operators below you protect their own corridors. The bosses above you watch the results. If the product arrives, you gain influence. If shipments disappear, you lose it quickly. Because logistics is power. The one who moves the product moves the money, and the one who moves the money moves the cartel. For now, that person is you. Level 8, the regional chief. You don't manage routes anymore. You manage regions. Multiple corridors, multiple plaza operators, multiple crews making money under your name. At this level, distance becomes normal. One problem starts near the border. Another starts in a city hours away. A third begins with a missing shipment in a place you haven't seen in months. Your job is no longer movement. It's stability. Keeping the network working without letting it fracture. You settle disputes between operators. Decide who gets more territory. Decide who loses it. Decide which crew gets reinforced and which one gets replaced. You speak less now because every word carries weight. A call from you can open a route or close one. Money moves upward through you. Reports move upward through you. Pressure moves downward through you. The bosses above want growth. The operators below want protection. The enforcers want permission. And the rivals keep looking for weakness. So paranoia becomes part of the job. You trust phones less. Trust meetings less. Trust people less. You change vehicles often. Change safe houses often. Rarely sleep in the same place twice. Because at this level everyone knows your value. Police know it. Rivals know it. Your own people know it too. The money is bigger than ever. So is the danger. You can lose a corridor in one night. Lose loyal men in one betrayal. Lose your position in one mistake. But if the regions stay profitable, if the roads stay open, if the bosses stay satisfied, you stop being just another name in the chain. You become one of the men the cartel cannot afford to lose, and that makes you powerful for a while. Level 9, the inner circle. You're no longer close to power. You are part of it. Not the face. Not the legend people fear on the streets, but one of the men behind it. The ones who understand how everything actually works. Where the money goes, where the product moves, which politicians are paid, which police commanders cooperate, which judges look away. At this level, smuggling is only one piece. Now you see the full machine. Trafficking, protection, bribes, violence, money laundering, political deals made behind closed doors. Your job is no longer the road. It's the structure, keeping the organization stable while everyone around it feeds from it. You sit in rooms with men you once only heard stories about. Men who speak quietly, but decide who rises and who disappears. Every conversation matters. Every alliance is temporary. Every handshake hides a calculation. You stop trusting loyalty, you trust usefulness. Because that's what this level teaches you. Everyone is replaceable. Drivers, operators, regional chiefs, even you. The money is enormous now. So is the paranoia. Phones are dangerous. Meetings are dangerous. Old friends are dangerous. Your own success becomes dangerous. Because the closer you get to the top, the more clearly you see the truth. Nobody retires peacefully. Nobody leaves clean. Some get arrested, some get betrayed, some get buried, and the organization keeps moving. If the money keeps flowing, if the officials stay paid, if the bosses stay protected, you remain inside the circle. But now you understand something the lower ranks never do. The cartel doesn't reward people, it consumes them. And the closer you stand to the center, the faster it eats. Level 10. The Ghost. You made it to the top, or close enough to see it clearly. And that's when you understand there was never a top. Only a smaller room filled with more dangerous men. The money is everywhere now. Houses, cars, cash hidden in walls, businesses that clean what blood money leaves behind. From the outside it looks like victory. From the inside it feels like siege. You don't move product anymore. You don't manage routes. You manage survival. Who can still be trusted? Which phone is still safe? Which city is still yours? Which bodyguard might be waiting for a better offer? You sleep in different houses, travel in different cars, eat after other people eat first, check mirrors, check doors, check windows, then check them again. Because by now you know how this ends. Not with retirement, not with peace, not with some quiet life far away. Men like you don't leave. They get arrested, they get betrayed, they get buried, and sometimes they just vanish. No funeral, no grave anyone admits is real. Just rumors. A raid. A convoy hit at night. A body found somewhere nameless. Or maybe nothing at all. Maybe one day your phone stops ringing. Your houses sit empty. Your men start answering to someone else. And the machine keeps moving, because that's the truth you only learn at the end. The cartel never belonged to you. You belonged to it. All the fear, all the money, all the blood, borrowed, and now the debt comes due. Somewhere far below you, a desperate kid says yes to one small job, one ride, one package, one promise of easy money. He thinks he's entering the business. He doesn't know he's entering the same ending. And the cycle begins again.